Hello, hello. It is that time of day where we tap in and check in with all the high vibrating, high frequency energy and entities, mostly energies, who want to share with us, share messages that will help to expand our minds, our bodies, and our spirits, right? On some level or another. Yeah, so let's intend to bring forth clear messages for the collective being anyone who's drawn to this message for whatever reason, whether it's the colors or whatever reason. Okay, so let's get a rune first, or two. Othilla again, and greater than or less than. That's not what it's called. It's called Kunaz, fire, and it's knowledge. Fire and knowledge. And inherited properties and genetics, ancestral, which came out in yesterday's reading. So, that's interesting. Let's tap into the keys to Arcturus, keys of the Arcturians. What is it? Of the Arcturians. There you go. Keys of the Arcturians. Yeah, and these are all sacred geometry. A lot of them are actually crop circles, which are interesting. Okay. Which three of these cards want to throw themselves out? Okay, those three. So I'm definitely getting similar vibes from these two cards. And this is the first time I've seen this card. So that's cool. Okay, let's start with the first one we see here, which is none of them. That one? Illusion. The energy of illusion makes you aware that you can only find safety within yourself. Stop clutching at straws. They are delusional certainties. The truth is a process of evolution. It is constantly changing. Yes. Okay, so this image here, it's like, okay, here's the truth as we know it, with all the information that we have. And then this little bit's like, oh, here's some new information, and it throws everything off. Now you have to reassess everything. Now you have to integrate the new information and reassess the truth that you thought you knew at one point. But now it's different. And I think that is life. Truths. Well, as far as I know, scientific way. Anything is only a fact until new information presents itself, right? Okay, healing. Oh, beautiful. The energy of healing helps you heal yourself first. After that, you can heal everyone around you like ripples of a stone cast in water. Beautiful. Learn your lessons, approach them as little gifts that you may unwrap. Yes, when you're doing the work, it's like discovering all these little lessons, and like through memory, you're kind of unpacking it, unwrapping this gift to find like, why is this here? Why do I still have this? What do I need to like find within it to heal it, to let it go, to, integrate? That is part of the healing journey, of course it is. And then freedom. The energy of freedom helps us reach our own freedom. We often search for freedom outside ourselves, which causes us to feel locked up. Freedom has nothing to do with the circumstances surrounding us. It is the quality that we can only find within ourselves. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yes. From healing comes freedom. You free yourself by turning traumas from the past into gifts for your future. Right? And what was that first one? Truth? Information? Illusion. Yeah, it's kind of like the process of healing. At first, you see an illusion for what it is. It's not a truth. Then you heal it, and then you're free. You free yourself. Oh, can you see here? Can you see here? There we go. Okay, well, that is a beautiful start with those gorgeous messages. Let us tap into the Cosmic Garden Tarot, which are these gorgeous cards, and see what wants to come out and share messages on this illusion breaking, healing, freedom journey that we are on. And it's one of those things, it's very much a solo journey, right? I always think of it, doing the healing work is like finally cleaning out your drawers or your cupboards or whatever, right? Where people come in and out of your life and they don't see all this work that you've done unless they go and open up a drawer, right? It's like, I've done all this work and it's not so obvious from the outside. And so part of it is, owning your own sovereignty, right? You're not doing it for the recognition of others. You're not doing it so that somebody can walk in and be like, wow, look at all these beautiful things that you've done. Although you know, those who are meant like your soul tribe, or there will be people who will recognize the work that you have done. You know, they'll be like, oh, this space feels less cluttered somehow. I wonder, what have you, you must have done something. Oh, yes. I've worked on so much behind the scenes. You're feeling all this extra space and organization I now have in my drawers. Okay. Okay. Cut. And pull. Cut and pull. All the information, all the cards that will serve this message for us today. And give us some insights, confirmation, things that we already intuitively know. Is it going to be like that? Okay, I guess so. The Queen of Wands and the Ace of Swords. The Page of Pentacles and the Lovers. Four of Wands and Five of Cups. Oh, the World and the Knight. Amazing. I'm getting that something here is being worked on, and it's close to fruition with this Knight here, looking over at the Page of Pentacles. And this is like an idea or a thing that's coming into fruition here. And I feel like this Knight is overseeing it. And yeah, it goes Knight, Queen, King, right? So we're just like 2 steps away kind of thing from whatever this is. This one here is my Destiny card. It's also like aha moments, coming into recognition of self. This Queen of Wands, she is in all of her shining star power. Four of Wands here is abundance and balance and beauty and beautiful healing. You know, I get a sense of childlike wonder and joy and all that jazz in that card there. We've got the Lovers, which could just represent love. Doesn't necessarily need to be, you know, but a love between 2 people here. There's also this theme of self-love, tearing down the illusions, healing, and setting yourself free, right? And then we've got this World card here, which, along with this Queen of Wands, it's something to do with sharing your heart as part of your destiny for the world to see, and it being super beneficial for everything involved. So that's really beautiful. The Five of Cups is kind of tapping into your skills, talents. So this could be, you know, you have several talents here and experiences transferable, and they are somehow involved in this process of creating something. This is creating something new here. There we go. Why is this? Okay, maybe I just need to turn it a bit. Is that better? Okay. Okay, and then we got the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom here too. So this is how close the Queen of Pentacles is just right there. So this, whatever it is that you've been working on, it's so close to shining bright, which is great. Oh, Seven of Cups. There's that overflowing cup filling the cups around you. And there's some luck here. There's like a horseshoe shape at the top that I'm noticing for the first time. So whatever you're birthing here into existence is going to benefit a lot of people. I feel like that goes there. You know, sometimes it's directly influencing or healing others, inspiring. There's lots of ways you can overflow your cup into other people's. Yeah, you might have been recently, or still are, or have been feeling more in your hermit mode. For me, it's a going within journey, and all these little orbs in the sky here are all coming together to create this pathway that's leading you to your light, right? I mean, you have your own light, so it's like a balancing of self. Like, say this is your masculine or feminine energy here, and this pathway that you're on is for yourself, is leading you to the counterpart, to the other, the balancing weight of yourself, which could be this love here. Yeah, that balance between your masculine and feminine sides within is such an important process of the healing journey. Okay. What else do we need to know about this reading here? Okay, so the Hierophant for me is about self-mastery and perspective, experience, being in a position where you can see everything before, during, and after they are happening. And it's attached to your ships coming in. So I'm getting a sense of your intuition. There's something connected with your intuition. Now you could know that your ships are coming in, but it also could be the vehicle in which your ships exist. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. Like, you being in touch with your intuition and your experience is somehow facilitating this docking of your ships coming in. So I'm going to put that over here, because I also feel like this is also your connection to the world, is somehow connected to your experience. Okay. Temperance and the Emperor. Okay. Okay, Emperor. Oh. Okay, so to temperance is like alchemy, changing one thing into another, and the going through the process makes it stronger. So there's also an element of divine timing, because in alchemy, in forging a sword, you can't rush the process. It takes as long as it takes. And that's what this Temperance card is talking about to me. And it being followed by this Emperor. Yeah, I don't know. This could be something that you've discovered or strengthened within yourself through your hermiting and tempering process. The Emperor is very calculating, discerning, all the masculine energy archetypes of, like, the Emperor is above the king status, right? So the Emperor is like the highest, well, maybe Emperor and Magician. Anyways, that's not what we're talking about. Let's just, this could be the energy that helps get you out into the world, right? It's the action taker. It's the motivator, the physical realm master. Okay. And the balancing of that, like, you definitely have this feminine energy where you're shining, you're beaming, you're glowing, you are abundant and protected and shining and intuitive, all of those things, very feminine side. And through this process here, I don't know if this is something that maybe this is this knight who's turned into this Emperor. Maybe part of your journey here of creation involves your masculine side of yourself to step up and be the Emperor in order to access the world. I think I'll need more cards for that. This one here is your thoughts and the energy that you invest in your thoughts. It's also like an organizing of your thoughts and being mindful of what you are extending your energy towards as far as thinking. I'm also getting a sense of what you think manifests, so be mindful. Okay, and I think if it's linked to this Hierophant, that's part of your experience where you've recognized that your thoughts create things. And so, well, I better be careful what I think about, right? Be mindful of the thoughts. Okay, can you tell me more about this Emperor here? Oh, he's a fool, is he? So taking a leap of faith towards an idea, perhaps. What else about this Emperor? star just wants to come out. I think by accepting your fate, maintaining this radiant glow of the Queen of Wands, being mindful of the things that you are manifesting, and this balance between the masculine and the feminine is what makes you a star. The star comes up out in almost all of the readings. And then this one here is celebratory. This is being celebrated as well as celebrating. I'm getting this is connected to this abundance here and the world. You know, people will recognize the work that you've done and the star that you are. So that's beautiful. Okay. Any more of this deck that wants to come out before I switch over to a different deck here? Nope. Okay. I think I'm going to go with the habitat and see if there's any more clarity on, is this the balancing of the masculine and feminine within that we're talking about here, or is this another person? It's, you know, it's interesting when you're reading for a collective because there's so many little branches of ways to read the reading depending on, and so, you know, picking up on several ways to go, I mean, I have to pick a way and stick with it. Otherwise, where the heck are we? So let's see if we can get some clarity from these cards on this situation here. Okay, so these two cards, for some people, this is a person. This is a person here who's going through some alchemical changes. They may be in hermit mode right now, and they're taking a leap of faith, but they may be a little tormented by their thoughts here. And these two cards, this is a person who spent most of their life heading in a direction that they thought they should, and has had a moment of realization of that's not true to their inner heart. And so they may have gotten out of this and taken a break, gone to see some sights, gone within. I get like temple and solitude, surrendering to an environment that is in direct contrast of what you've spent your life trying to get towards or be involved in or whatever. And yeah, so I feel like this emperor may have had a tower moment here and figured that they've been pedaling in the wrong direction. But is it the wrong direction when it eventually leads you in the right direction? I feel like it's all part of the process, right? Okay, and then this one over here flew out. This one, I'm getting a little bit of mixed messages. There's something to do with, time. We've got the clock tower in the back. We've got this moose who's in an environment where you don't normally see moose. They tend to stay away from people. So my question would be, is this like a ghost town, something that was abandoned? Even this like object of reverence or whatever is starting to overgrow. And we've got some rubble and an old fire situation there. And the fact that this moose feels comfortable to kind of cruise around makes me think that there's not a lot of people around. So this is a kind of a returning to nature is what I'm getting, which kind of validates this, right? Like I feel like that's what this person here has recognized, that they were running in this concrete jungle when their hearts were really about the jungle, about nature. And this too, because it's a symbol of like faith and I don't know, I was going to say divinity, but I don't know if that's the case. I guess it depends on what you believe. But it's a process. This is like the tempering, right? The temperance of an old way that no longer serves kind of being taken back by nature. And the process takes as long as it takes, right? Okay. What else here? Any more of these cards want to come out and help clarify some of these messages? Okay, that's too many. Maybe stepping back on the beach. Now, are the footsteps walking into the water or walking out of the water? It's like changing your environment, right? When your environment was this concrete jungle, then you're like, oh, right, nature. And then go to like the opposite place. Well, it's kind of the same, but not. I mean, I was just thinking of like tall skyscrapers and mountains, right? Yeah, it's like a false, it's like they've done studies on like abandoned or for whatever reason, babies, animal babies, and then they try to emulate a mother by like a water bottle and a ticking clock under a blanket or something like that, right? To kind of create, but it's not the same as a real heartbeat and the energy that a mother and her love provides in proximity, right? And that's kind of the difference that I'm getting from this like corporate jungle versus nature. Okay. Aha. So this one to me is about spending your life putting your energy into the wrong thing, right? Like the value is on the tusks of the elephant when the elephant is what's the most important. It's like focusing and taking the wrong thing. Okay. So how does that apply to our message here? That could have been part of this emperor journey here. You know, being in the corporate jungle, going after, you know, money. And then realizing it's more about connection. It's like you spent the first part of your life investing your energy into the false, into the illusion. And then realizing, oh, wow, that wasn't right. And a way you can give yourself peace and move away from that is recognizing that that was part of your journey, that you needed to go that way to realize that that wasn't the way you needed to go, right? We have to assume that our souls knew what they were doing when they signed up for this life. Yeah. And once that realization that it's about connecting and not so much about the things that you collect, it created a search for their inner truth. And spirit is playing a role. I also feel like because of this Lover's card here, maybe this Emperor is now, well, both. Everybody's looking for safe people to interact with. You know, they're not going to put you down. They're not going to take advantage of you for being vulnerable by, you know, lipping you off or whatever. Yeah, we've got this feminine energy, this feminine roots. The feminine within. And family. Okay, so we've got, again, a businessman. He's got a map or some sort of surveying thing, and he's like, hey, how do I get back into this jungle here, this forest, back into this way of life that is better for my soul? Because they spent so much time out of it. And this one's tricky. I mean, it's like stepping out of the norm. It's giving me travel vibes, going and kind of being outside of your normal environment here to acclimate, but still keeping connected. And then, yeah, definitely getting outside of the city and spending more time on the self and healing. Okay, and connecting back with family, back to source, back to the things that matter, which is really beautiful. Okay, are all these cards about this Emperor here? Is there any more that want to come out? This one? Aha. Yeah. Definitely on the path. Caught scent of something. It's a powerful powerful hunter that's checking out the environment. I feel like this is the same person here in the midst of their transformation to get back to nature. But they may still have predator vibes. That was my theory. Okay, I have many running theories, but with wildcats, because I don't know if you've heard this, where there's like guards and stuff like that are protecting like cheetahs or leopards or whatever. So they have these little guard posts, and a guy sits up there and, you know, has the binoculars just to keep an eye out, make sure there's no poachers and stuff like that. And he woke up in the middle of the night to a couple of the leopards curling up next to him and sleeping beside him. And so I was thinking, and then, you know, I walk by myself in the forest sometimes, and I'm always like, you know, you get that little like, oh, if there's a wild animal that came out of the forest and tried to eat me or whatever. But I always remind myself that these kinds of predators only attack prey. And so my theory to prove that is the sleeping guard. He's sleeping. He's non-threat. He's not scared. He's not radiating any of that prey vibes. So he's safe. Right? And even just like fear is a prey vibe, right? Okay, I don't know where I was going with that. That's where I'm going to stop. Okay, let's see if we can get some confirmations from my little cards here on these messages. Please do take what resonates for you. This Emperor energy and the transformation process that they are going through can be both male and female. Same with this Queen of Vibes. And the Star, and dealing with the energy of people and individuals in your life. Okay, so we've got the Hermit to validate this Hermit mode, and the Moon. So there are unseen things at play here, which I guess there always are, because we can't see everything all the time. This one wants to come out. Oh, it's two. Death of the Old and a Tower. Okay. Yeah, to let go of something is to create space for something new to be born. That's an egg. Cracking open. So that's a very important part of any process. You know, death to old mindsets, create space for new mindsets. Death of old relationships, create space for new relationships. Just like the Tower too, right? Tower moments, they shatter or break anything that you thought you knew. It's like this illusion, right? It could be a little bit of information that just throws everything off, and you need to revisit everything and look at it through the new eyes or the new knowing or whatever, right? So I feel like when this balance happens, whether internally or externally, because of somebody that's drawn into your life or heading towards you in this life, it's going to create a tower. But this tower is going to give you access to the world, which is beautiful. Your world, the people celebrating you, and the abundance and ships that come with that. Okay. Yeah, it's so meditative, right? This feminine energy here. I feel like there's like a balance. This might be here. This might be what the Emperor is embodying right now. Masculine energy is embodying the feminine in themselves. As within, so without. That's why when you are love within, you attract love without. Love without? You know what I mean. Okay. That one. Growth. This one. Oh, Star confirmation. That one, we won't know what that one is. And Radiate. Justice. Okay, so we've got the Star confirming the Star here. This is definitely a growth period that this energy is going through. And they are learning how to radiate. And I think this is part of that balancing of the things within. And, their thoughts could be running a little wild there. But that's okay, as long as they've got this balance between thinking and not thinking, right? Okay, and justice is about what's right, what's true, what's fair. but it's also like karmically, you get what you give. And that's why I think that any work and effort that you give yourself by stripping away the illusion, by healing and setting yourself free is such, it's worth it. I mean, on all the levels, on all the levels. You get more what you think about, you get back what you give out. Dot, dot, dot. Sorry, I just dropped it there. Okay, let's get a animal, spirit animal, who wants to chime in on this reading. 2 of them. Okay, this might be about 2 people then. Confirmed. We've got the elephant and the horse. Ooh. Earth and fire. Okay. Okay, horse. Okay, elephant. Is the elephant the emperor? Maybe. Okay, where's my book? Elephant. Unstoppable, auspicious, and wise. The elephant is arguably the most auspicious figure in the deck. Like Ganesh, the elephant represents immense wisdom as well as good fortune. It is said that the great elephant is the destroyer of obstacles, so if this card appears when you feel stuck, rest assured the path will soon become clear. To add to the mystery, the elephant is also known to create obstacles in order to steer us in the right direction. Trust this gentle, noble creature. It illuminates the way with the light of self-knowledge. Yeah, so I'm getting, like, this guy going along his way, same way he goes every day, you know, and this is the elephant energy here. An obstacle in your path that this time is seen, and it acts as a symbol, a reminder of what matters, what actually matters, right? That would be elephant energy. So yeah, the elephant is the emperor here. One-pointed focus, generous and loving when in balance. When out of balance, misunderstands fate, which could be, you know, this thinking things too much, and having to meditate, having to go within and reconnect with the inner self here, to know when to make a move and when not to. Okay, and to bring into balance, you've got to trust. Trust in the process, trust in the signs, trust in your inner knowing of what feels right. Okay, and then we've got this horse. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse, of course, is force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive, that you can ride on its back towards any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. The horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation, are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, it achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, it runs away and feels weak. And to bring into balance, strength training, which is the temperance. So I think these are both the emperor. It's so weird. The reading starts off with this one energy, and then this other energy comes in here. But I guess that makes sense when we're talking to many people. But as a whole, it's kind of giving me the sense of like the work that you are putting into yourself is inspiring and contributing to the work that others put into themselves somehow on, I guess, an energetic level. And what you focus on, you get. So what you radiate, you gravitate. No, yep, maybe. What you put out, you get back, right? So if you identify with this first energy here, focusing on, being authentic, being true, and the, energy working on things that you want to see manifest in your life, and being in your heart, being love, there's this other energy that's mirroring your process here that may be coming towards you. It has to be. I mean, why else is it in this reading, right? So that's kind of cool. I met with somebody today who was so in line with my path right now. I'm a believer in like attracts like. Your soul tribe, the people who are meant to come into your life and make it better. It's like emitting a frequency, and people flipping through the radio stations land on your station and they're like, yes, this is my station. But it required you holding a frequency, investing in a station 97 point love FM, right? And because of that, that's what makes you a star. The star and the Queen of Wands, they are holding the love and creating a platform for others who are looking for love or feeling the love to respond to. Sorry, I got too many analogies there. It's taken over my brain. Love and rekindle. Every relationship has those magical moments that can be rekindled. Love can conquer anything. Interesting. This could be somebody that was in your past that may have stepped away from you to pursue, other things. And they've suddenly had an epiphany and have figured the things out. And now they're like, oh, I get it. And they're looking back going, oh, dang it. I was there this whole time. That was there this whole time. Okay. So rekindle love. Yeah. And it'll be new. When I feel like whoever this is has done the work, spent, a good chunk of their life in pursuit of that and holding that frequency. And this one here, it's kind of like the twin flame journey, right? The divine feminine is usually the chaser, and the divine masculine is the runner. They're the ones that are like, this is too intense. I gotta go. I'm gonna focus on this other thing that's super important. And then the feminine's like, all right, go do what you gotta do. And then they stop chasing and they start radiating. They go through this process of recognizing the illusions, healing them, and being free. And suddenly their divine counterpart is like, oh, I'm not feeling that chase vibe anymore. What is this? This just feels like love? What? Wait, what? Oh. And then you kind of open up the channel for them to do their healing, which is really nice. Okay, guys. Let's not get crazy. I'm going to just take all of those. There's too many. Just a couple. Just a couple. Or one. This one? Okay, two. Sneaky. Tell the tree what you really think. Yes, connect. Connect back. I feel like that's what's happening here. Lean up against the tree and reconnect and heal. Feelings. Take the time to explore the deep emotions you are experiencing. This is part of the busting down the illusion, right? Usually it's your body that's telling you, hey, something's not right here. And you have to be able to hear, to listen, to receive. Yeah, and that's the twin flame journey of the Empress energy, is going from a, I need you, to I'm just being the best I can possibly be. It's like cats. I don't know why it made me think of cats. Because if you have cats and you want a cat to come to you, a lot of the times they're like, no, I don't want to. And only because you want it so bad. But the minute you're like busy doing other things, they're like, hey, can I sit here? And you're like, no, not right now. I'm in the middle of something. And they're like, but look at me. I'm so cute. You're like, fine. And then they stay there as long. But the minute you're like, oh my goodness, you're so cute, I just want to eat you up, they're gone. I learned a lot. I had this cat adopt me last year. And she's very much like that. Anytime I'm like, come here, come sit with me. She's like, nah. But the minute I am busy doing other things, she's like, oh, I'll come sit with you. Of course, I still want her to, so I drop everything to accommodate her. Okay, potential. I know that there are no limits to what I can achieve if I allow my mind to perceive. Yes, and this is that process of figuring it out over here. Detachment. I can be compassionately objective and see the benefit of not being attached to the outcome of events. I feel like this is the Queen of Wands and the Star energy here. And even death. Because your ability to recognize where energy is flowing and determine which is worth your energy and what isn't, there's a level of detachment, right? Like an example, somebody gets all in your face, upset or misunderstands you, and you go home and you're racking your brain for hours and days trying to figure out and replay and get into the minutia and the details of all the things and all the sides and trying to figure out wholly all that energy. No, you just detach and say, no, that's got nothing to do with me. That's them. You come home and you have a freaking beautiful afternoon to yourself because you're not bringing that what somebody else is thinking and how they're perceiving and, misunderstand. Like, detachment is a very important part of this process of radiating and being the star that you are. Okay. And that's where you find your peace. Resolving inner conflict gives me the freedom to experience harmony within myself and others and maintain a state of tranquility. Exactly. Okay, appreciation. I'm thankful in any given moment I can find wonder and be awed by the gifts that life has to offer. Yes. Teaching. Through sharing my knowledge and skills that with others, I also learn what I need to know. And I feel like this is attached to your awareness of your experience. You can teach just by example as well. You holding this frequency, this maintaining and being detached and peaceful, that alone is a huge teacher for people, right? And commitment. The promises I make to myself are kept until they are no longer of service to me. Yeah, and that's that discernment as well of what is working for you, what no longer is working for you. Having this commitment to self and then reaping the benefits of that, which, it's very connected to freedom. All right. Well, those are the messages for today. We'll see if, maybe Kuan Yin wants to say something. And the angels apparently do as well. We've got, it'll help you to be clear in your searching, sensing, and speaking. It will help you to be clear in your searching, sensing, and speaking. What will? What will? They just leave you hanging like that? Okay. Children are a promise of the angels, which should be taken care of. Yes. And that goes for your internal child, your child version of self. It's so important to connect and tap in with them. This is part of that. Who knows, maybe this guy's walking, doing the daily grind, and he sees this, and he's suddenly reminded of when he was a little gaffer. I don't know why he's a little gaffer. And he used to pick these and pop their heads off, or stick them under the chin and see if you like butter, or, all these little things, that dandelions, just the whimsiness of blowing their seeds, being wishes, you know what I mean? Like, there's something, that reconnecting with your child self, that's super important in your healing process, because back then is usually when the traumas and the masking and the things that we adapt happen, right? That kind of stuff the kid in the corner, right? And healing involves going back, pulling that kid out of the corner and giving it all the things that it needed at that time that didn't get, right? So, children, plunge into ecstasy of dimensions beyond. Meditation is an energy of the soul. Explore it. That's what's going on over here for sure. Oh my goodness. Be a pioneer ready to soar into new celestial dimensions. Yeah. Be grateful for the chance to learn while living. Exactly. Also, with this one came, when you learn through teaching, or you reestablish things that you know when you reiterate them, which is adding another level around your teaching. It's like a reciprocating situation. Destiny will fulfill our desires, yet in its own way. Okay. Meditation on God is the true energy of the angels, and allow yourself the vision of joy and feel into it daily. Yes, joy, is where you will find your peace. Okay, there's so many messages and so many cards, but I felt like Kuan Yin may want to, yep, there she is. She's coming out for a message for somebody here on the teaching and the reconnecting with what's important. Karmic healing. Wounded souls need healing, not punishment. Soften your heart and cultivate goodwill. You need not concern yourself with the workings of divine justice. I dispense a perfect balance of compassion and wisdom. All is well. Alrighty. There we have it. Okay. So that is your multifaceted, many-angled messages. Hopefully there were some in there that you resonated with at the very least. And I hope you have a great rest of your whatever time of day it is for you, and whatever you're doing, you make it awesome. And thanks for returning if you are. And if this is your first time, it's kind of like this all the time. Just so you know. Okay. Love you. Bye.